We all experience highs and lows of Christianity, and of course, we prefer the highs.
And when we come back off from the highs, we wonder why can't we just stay there?
Can we? Should we? What does the Bible have to say? That and more on today's episode of Jackson Cloud. Alright, now we're going to play Cat Tower. And here's how it works. It's kind of Jenga with cats. So for starters, each of you gets 7 cats. I don't know, count 7. Count 7. Not those. Those are special cats. What are you
Can I
doing?
take the space kitty?
Oh man, there's only one space kitty.
I know, that's why I'm trying to call the space kitty.
Fine, take the space kitty. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 2 Jocktons.
Oh, he's got his belly up.
Don't make it weird. Alright, here we go. Okay, we're basically going to build a cat tower. Kind of like Jenga. Things fall over. You get in trouble. So, going first, Casey. Casey, roll your cat die. You got 1 cat. So, you need to stack 1 cat onto the cat tower that does not exist yet. Alright, I'll go. My turn. Oh, I got double cat. So when you run out of cats, you win.
Okay.
But if you knock them over, you take all of them that you knock over. So
I see.
Take some time. All right, Olivia.
Space Cat's so cute. I love Space Cat.
Listen, if you play Space Cat, I will try to
I
take...
have a fish.
A fish. Dried fish. You need to stack 1 upside down. Oh, you take these 3 cards. Congratulations, you're a winner. Okay, it's Casey's turn. Roll the cat die.
Understand.
One cat.
Does that mean he has to take his cat back? Okay.
I'm going to give him another chance, even though that was just sad.
I'm trying to reach from all the way over here, okay?
Okay, my turn. 1 cat. I'm going to stack a Jockton. That's the name of my cat, which is he's a huge fat cat, but in Hebrew, apparently his name means Pee-wee, so it's kind of ironic.
Pee-wee or Pee-wee?
Pee-wee.
Oh.
Are you all shaking the table? What's going on here?
None of us were
No,
shaking the table.
the legs
It's
expand.
Just because the cats.
Bendham is...
I am.
All right, Olivia's turn. Double cat.
2 cats. Okay.
Double cat. 29, 250.
Space Cat.
That's right. You have a chance to win Space Cat if you knock it over. Boom. Did it.
All
Someone
right.
else's turn.
Wait.
That's your fault for saying, oh, wait.
No, it wasn't. It was coming off. That's why I said, oh, wait.
Kind of wanted Space Cat.
All right. All right, Casey's turn.
2
Double
cats.
cat. All right, my cat turn. 1 cat. 2 cat. 3 cat. Blue cat. There you go. I've been bending them enough that it's working. All right, your turn to roll.
1 cat.
1 cat. Man, you guys, we're getting the same things over and over. All right, Casey's turn.
Looking for a fat cat.
Oh, what's a fat cat do?
Nope.
We
Still
keep
no
getting
fat.
the same ones. This never
Catty
happens.
fatty? What's
Yeah.
it do?
Oh, you'll see. You'll see. If we ever roll a catty fatty, you will see. Oh! Casey takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. He
And
only had
Space
2
Cat
left.
wasn't in it.
All right, I got a fish. Dried fish goes upside down. Here you go.
Does that make it harder or easier for the next person?
You know,
It's quite the question.
1
I'm
cat.
so close to getting that paw.
1 cat. Your turn.
All right, 1 cat.
Casey's turn.
All right. Fat cat.
Fat cat.
What
Fatty.
happens?
Catty fatty is what it's called. He's going to stack that. And now
What? Oh, one of those fell.
choose a token. Don't look. Casey got the rotation button, which means it's now my turn. We're going backwards now.
No, that would mean it's
my turn.
You were
because
normal. It goes back to
It
Olivia.
was going this way before, so now it's going to go that way. Casey and I are right, you're wrong.
Yep.
I don't like whatever just happened.
Okay, I got a cat paw.
Cat paw.
Assign one of your fellow players to stack
Yes.
one cat card from
And
your
if-
hand.
So we stack your card. If we knock it over, we have to take it.
Okay, here, have a Jockton.
Me? I'm doing it?
Yes, you're doing it.
Because your turn was skipped, so now you get to play part of her turn.
All right.
Now it's your turn.
Double cat. Getting so close. So close.
Meow.
Oh. I thought I only had 2 left.
No, you have
You
3.
betrayed me, skinny cat. All right. All right. If
gonna
you knock
fall on
this
me.
over when you shake the die, it's your fault.
Fat cat.
Fat cat. Here's fat cat. Jeez.
Jamin knocked it over by
I
grabbing a
don't
card!
know if that was
That
really
counts.
my fault.
Yeah, it was. Jamie gets it.
Instant replay.
Come on, man. We just want the game to be over. And I was
No,
going
we
to do
won't
that
beat
for
you.
you. You're all welcome. All right.
And then he puts the cat on there.
Choose a token.
All
What'd
right.
you get?
Cat equals cat.
All right. Everybody count up your cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
I also
7,
have
8.
6, 6. You have 8.
Mm-hmm.
You owe us both 1. Everybody is equal. Everybody has 7-ish.
Except he has 6 now.
Well, I guess it was in his favor. So, all right, my turn. Your turn. I don't know what
My
happened.
turn.
Okay.
Because we're still reversed.
Fat cat!
And grab a token. Skip the next player.
This is great.
That's the word I was going to use. Great.
Double cat.
Double cat. Stack. Stack that double cat. Stack another cat. Double it. Cat stack. What are you doing? Why would you? You didn't even.
No, you can't.
What are you
No,
stopping?
that's your cat.
Fine.
1 cat. Wait, is it my turn?
Yes. No, it's mine.
No.
Dang it!
You were skipped, remember?
This game's dumb.
1
I
cat.
hate it. And it's mine.
Uh-huh.
House rules. Jamin gets to do what he wants.
That's not a house rule.
No.
Pause up. All right, stack this.
Wait.
Stack it.
Casey's beating us. Don't you want to target
Stack
him?
the card. It's fine. I work real hard on my bending.
Yeah, well, I want it to stop unbending before I put it on there.
Fair enough. Whose turn is it
It's
now?
Casey's now.
I don't
We're going
understand
this
this
way
game
now.
anymore.
Double cat.
Now try putting it on the cats this time. It helps. It's itching.
It is
It's
itching. I'm waiting
itching.
to see what happens. Do we
My
think it's
turn?
gonna do
Your
it?
turn?
It's mine. Fat cat!
She gets so happy about the fat cats.
They're
Right?
so cute. I love fat cats. I got a little kitty. I don't know what this means.
The next player must stack 1 cat card upside down. The player's turn then ends.
Am I supposed to
Somehow,
be putting these on here?
seems like I should have to stack your card though if you want me to. I have a friend who
No,
writes.
it has to be upside down.
Your Highness. Appreciate it.
I didn't want to stack on this one, though. It's all going to fall.
Is it though? Why do you do this, Casey?
Rude.
I got a fish.
It's
I
upside
got
down
a
cat,
Rock.
right? Yeah.
Yep.
I don't want to touch this because it's going to fall over.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I knew that was gonna
There you
happen.
go, there you go, there you go, there you go. This one stays on.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Cat paws. Stack this. Alright. Casey's turn. He's only got 2 cats left.
Double cat.
Oh no! This could be the end. It's the end of the game as we know it. And I feel fine. That's when it starts winning earthquake for snakes and arrows.
Oh no!
Planes.
Earthquake for snakes and arrows. Oh no! Planes.
The tower survived and the camera didn't!
You know I am not afraid. Yay. I hear a hurricane. Listen to yourself talk. So
Right.
Well, Casey wins because the cat tower survived all of that.
All right, today we're talking about the Mountaintop Experience. How about you guys? When was the time you had one?
Well, I mean, I went to Flower Mountain in China. Then I've also been to Mount St. Helens.
Oh, we made that look real.
From this angle, it did look quite real. I'm sure from that
We
angle
can
it
flip
didn't,
over there
but-
when it happens.
Hey.
All right, go on with you know what kind of stories I'm looking for.
Listen, you just said mountaintop.
You
so
know what I mean?
Just saying.
When Jamin says mountaintop experiences, he means the spiritual high.
There it is.
Yeah, I mean, there was one group or one thing that usually would provide the mountaintop experience growing up was Acquire the Fire, where a lot of times the youth
Kind
group
of
would go.
in the name, right?
I mean,
Come
kind
here
of.
for the fire. No.
Yeah, it was kind of a big thing growing up, going to those and being like, I feel so close to God. And then 2 weeks later being like, God, what? So,
Yeah. Well, I think, when you go to a good youth camp, like the youth camp I went to, when we were there, we were all on fire for God. And at the end of youth camp, the person who was speaking for the week always had that, all right, guys, this is the easy part. Being on fire for God while you're here with everyone else who's also on fire, like, it's so easy. But when you go home, it's going to be hard. And I challenge you to, like, keep the fire going.
She's right.
It always
yeah.
just kind of dies off.
And so that's a similar experience that we hear that, and I'm like, well, that's what I was going to say, right? It was
Right.
at a camp. The guy said the same exact thing, went through the same phase of like, was feeling up there. Now it feels like it's back. But maybe you also went through this phase where when you get back to school or whatever, you're like, okay, I'm not coming down off this mountain. I'm staying up here the whole time, and it's going to be great. And if I fall down, that's probably wrong, and so on and so forth. So did you have that moment too, or no?
yeah, pretty much.
Just me.
I wouldn't say it was back to school because normally there were summer camps and I was on summer break for like another month and a half.
Mhm.
But I mean, you go home and then it's just normal life again.
Yeah. And you see like a varied kind of response to that. Some people like fall off completely, like you just don't see them ever again. Others, they're in church every week, but they feel like sometimes they look like they're still trying to get back to that high, you know, like worship song plays like, I'm going to pump myself back up, get back up there because I want to re-feel that, relive the memories. And then others just are like, I wonder what happened, things like that. I've been in churches that try to stimulate the high every single week as though like this is just where we live forever. But that hasn't been my experience. And I feel like when you look at Jesus, whom, you know, everything about us is centered on him, he has the same thing happen to him. And it's a literal mountaintop experience for him, right?
Right.
He's probably burnt out. There's a lot going on. There's this heavy weight of knowing what's ahead of him. And then suddenly he takes some friends up on a mountain. They're praying. The two kind of doze off or fall asleep or whatever. And then Jesus has a mountaintop experience. The true glory of who he really is revealed in the transfiguration. His clothes become white. The way that he looks in that moment is the way that a spiritual being would be described in like old kind of like culture of the time. And that's exactly the way that Jesus is seen in that moment. He's hanging out with Moses and Elijah, and God speaks out of the clouds. This is my son whom I'm well pleased. Listen to him. You know, like this moment is like surreal. It's beyond anything we've ever experienced. It's so crazy that.
Wait, you mean you haven't glowed randomly on certain times?
I've waited for the moment to happen, but no. But it's like so far beyond what we can even imagine. Like even Jesus' disciples, he tells them, "You're not going to talk about this until everything's done." You know, like don't bring this up to anybody. If they're even going to believe you anyways. And if they believe you, just imagine what people would have done to Jesus. They probably wouldn't have killed him, but, you know, would have done exactly what he's afraid they would do, is turn him into a war hero and all these other things. So, needless to say, Jesus has his own mountaintop experience. And then we have that moment that we go through after where it's like, I want to stay here. It's got to be right to stay here because it feels so good. But what happens to Jesus next? Walks off the mountain, has to cast out some demons. Like
from way high to way low.
The lowest of lows, you know, like not only elevation in the mountains, but you're dealing with creatures of the underworld. Like it's not a pleasant experience to have to deal with demons. Fortunately for Jesus, they came out instantly, but for many who cast them out today, it's a long, lengthy process, or you're trying to figure out how to cast them out, what's the right way to go about it. But that's Jesus' experience. From the mountaintop to dealing with demons to walking to a cross. And I don't know, I think it speaks volumes into that whole prosperity Christianity, you know, where it's like everything's going to be great and awesome, your life is going to rock and full of money and everything that you ever wanted, the American dream, and it's all yours under Jesus.
Yeah, you don't have it because you didn't try hard enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Jesus is up on a mountain. He's got it all, and he leaves it to come serve the lowest of lowly people, to set aside this glowing spiritual being, set aside his greatness to wash disciples' feet. Like, can you just imagine? Especially those two who saw it. It's like, this guy's going to wash my feet now? Like a slave? Like,
right. You were glowing, like,
just
minutes
a few days ago, yeah. So, that right there, I don't know. I think it should speak volumes to us. We're always wanting to live on the high. We're always wanting things to be good. But the story about Jesus is you know, he has those mountaintop experiences too, those highs, but he leaves it all to come and serve people, to make himself lowly. There's a song by John Mark McMillan. Thanks, John Mark McMillan, for making the greatest music anyone's ever made.
He's been just listening to just your music for like years now.
The roads, the rocks, and the weeds. You ever hear this song? Come down from the stars, show your human scars. Tell me what it's like to believe through my Christ-haunted thoughts that the losses you bought are the nights that you peopled with your dreams. I've got no answers for heartbreaks or cancers, but a Savior who suffers them with me. Singing Goodbye Olympus, the heart of my maker is spread out on the road, the rocks, and the weeds. And it goes on, but like he continues to like compare Jesus to like Aphrodite is not going to weep. Zeus isn't going to suffer for the weak, but Jesus comes and steps inside her pain, you know, and the lyrics just go on. Anyways, very beautiful poetry about Jesus. But that's our God. He suffers with us. Yes, he is up on the mountain, but he's also found more often than not in the lowest places. Born in a feeding trough. So
well, that also reminds me of you guys talk a little bit about how Tolkien, you know, one of the favorite parts is that, you know, Christ and the most change happens in the lowly, or it happens in the small things and not necessarily the big things.
Yeah, it's that quote in the Hobbit movie. It's not from the books, but in the Hobbit movie, there's that Oh, there's something about the little hobbits in their everydayness. Something about this Bilbo. You know, I don't remember the quote. I wish I did,
Right.
but it's in the every little day things and these normal things where the change is happening through these hobbits. Yeah.
So it's not always the mountaintop, but it's the everyday where change and life can really happen.
Yeah, and that's not to say we shouldn't have mountaintop experiences, but I remember this story. My professor said there was this woman who would get slain in the spirit all the time. Like, she'd go up, get prayed for, always get knocked to the floor. We talked about this a few episodes ago. And one day she was like praying or talking with God, and she came back. She's like, I feel like I'm not supposed to have that happen right now for a while, or something like that. You know, you'd think, like, why? Like, God's the one knocking you over, you know? Like, if that can happen, like, cool. But in her mind, it was like, I think I'm supposed to not just go for God in the extravagance, but I'm supposed to maybe fast from that for a bit and find him in these other places. It's like, well, that doesn't sound like something anyone would come to terms with on their own behalf.
Or actually
you know?
want, yeah.
Or want. But here she's almost feeling like God say, you know, maybe stay away from that mountaintop experience for a bit. Find me in these other places. That just sounds like a thing the Holy Spirit would convict you on. It doesn't sound like a human thing. So,
Right.
yeah. There's this scene in The Silver Chair, which is a part of the Narnia series, where Jill Pull meets Aslan on a mountain. She's having her own mountaintop experience, and Aslan says, "Here on the mountain I've spoken to you clearly. I will not often do so down in Narnia. Here on the mountain the air is clear and your mind is clear. As you drop into Narnia, the air will thicken. Take great care that it does not confuse your mind." And I'm taking that out of context as to what the story was doing with it, but it just seems like such a, you know, to me there's a good allegory there as to what do you do with the mountaintop experience. Is it just all for you and like this just great fuzzy, warm fuzzy feelings again, you know, back to that and it's awesome? Or do you let that moment where there's this clarity with God fuel you and energize you and give you clarity as to what is ahead of you, so when you come back down off the mountain, your mind is still centered where it needs to be, even though the air is thicker and heavier and things are not as easy? Do you still let that mountaintop experience write part of the story as to where you're going? Now, we all had kind of a unified mountaintop experience. We bet you've had it too.
Join us on the Discord and tell us about yours.
And be sure to like, comment, subscribe down below, and also go to jacksoncloud.com and help us with what we do.